the Super Memory for Schools program. In the previous video, we learned the vocabulary of Unit 9, Undersea World. And today, to continue the lesson, I will guide you to the grammar points that appear in Unit 9. Today, we have two main grammar points, that is should and if, type 2. For should, when should we use should? How do we use should? And today, I will help you with that. Do you know what should is? Should in Vietnamese,
nên.
So, when should we use the word should? Just imagine, for example, if you see your friend is tired, what will you say to your friend? You should take a break, or you should go to sleep. Then we will use should to talk about
Lời khuyên.
or advice. We use should to talk about advice.
Lời khuyên.
For example, you should go to bed. Here I have an example. You should see the new James Bond movie. It's great. This is advice.
Lời khuyên.
So we use should. Besides advice,
Lời khuyên.
is there another way to use should? That's opinion. That is when you want to voice your opinion. So we also use should.
Ý kiến là.
Opinion. Okay, I have an example. There should be a law against smoking. This is your opinion. This is an opinion. We will use should. Those are the times when we use should. So, how to use should? We will have the following formula. Subject followed by should or shouldn't, followed by an infinitive. What does the infinitive verb mean? Here I have an example. You should see. See is an infinitive with no conjugation. After should is an infinitive. Please remember that. In addition to should and infinitive verbs, we have one more to express our opinion. In order to say,
Tôi nghĩ bạn nên thế này, tôi nghĩ bạn nên thế kia.
We use, I think you should, then add an infinitive. Or, if your friend shouldn't do this, your friend shouldn't do that. Can we use, I think you shouldn't? No we can't. We use, I don't think you should. I don't think you should. For example, I don't think you should go to bed late. I don't think you should. Okay, that's all about should. We will do some exercises to help you better understand. Okay, come to the exercises part. For this exercise, we'll write a sentence that uses should or shouldn't. You will base on the phrases here. Go away for a few days. Going to bed so late. Look for another job. Find a new job. Find another job. Put some pictures on the walls. Or take a photograph. Use her car so much. Let's find out when we use these phrases. I have an example. Liz needs a change. When Liz needs a change, how will we advise Liz? She should go away for a few days. Okay, so I have 3 examples for you to do. First example, my salary is very low. How will you advise? Go away for a few days. No, we will say, you should look for another job. Okay, question 3. Jack always has difficulty getting up. So, how should we advise Jack? He shouldn't go to bed so late. And the next example. What a beautiful view. What will we say? You should take a photograph. Okay, it's all about should. We have just gone through the should part, the use of should. When to use should and how to use should. And let's go to the next grammar point. The next grammar point, we will talk about if type 2 conditional sentence. We also talk about when we use type 2 conditional sentences and how to use type 2 conditional sentences. Let's find out together. Conditional type 2. When should we use type 2 conditional sentences? In this case, we are talking about present unreal conditional. Do you know what unreal present is? I have an example. If I were a millionaire, I would buy a big villa in Dalat City. But now I'm not a millionaire, so this condition is not real at the moment. So I will use type 2 conditional sentence, which is a present unreal condition. So what is the structure of type 2 conditional sentences? We will have the following. We have two clauses, one contains if and one does not. In the if clause, the verb will be conjugated in the past, i.e., the verb in column 2, or we will add ed. And the clause that does not contain if must have would. After would is an infinitive. The verb in the clauses containing if is in the past. How about the verb to be? The verbs to be in the past tenses are was and were. Then all subjects go with were, not was. They all use were. Remember that. Then she repeated. In the if clause, we will use a past tense verb, also known as a verb in column 2, or with ed. And in the clause that doesn't contain if, we'll add would, then an infinitive. Then we will go to the example to better understand the type 2 conditional sentence. I wouldn't explore the island. If I hear scary voices. Then here, this clause doesn't have if. You see, wouldn't here after wouldn't. What verb will we use? Infinitive verb. Here, the infinitive of explore is explore. And the next clause is the one containing if, in which column will the verb be conjugated? How is the verb conjugated? The past tense, and the past tense of here is heard. Okay, so we have, I wouldn't explore the island if I heard scary noises. Okay, next sentence. If I be you, I would go to bed early. Here is the clause with if. For to be verb, we will use were. If I were you, I would go to bed early. Go after would is infinitive. And number 3. If a storm come, I would hide in my house. Come. This is the if clause, so the verb come is in the past tense. The past tense use of come is came. If a storm came, I would hide in my house. After would is an infinitive, hide in my house. Let's move on to the next exercise. In this exercise, you will arrange the words to make a correct sentence. I have an example. If I liked vegetables, I would become a vegetarian. Okay, please try to do these 3 sentences. Sentence number 2. School would more if they lessons, the fun and joy were more. So, how will we write the sentence? They should enjoy school more if the lessons were more fun. Here, the if clause is, if the lessons were more fun, the verb were was conjugated in the past tense. And the clause without if is they would enjoy school more. Enjoy is the infinitive following would. The next sentence we can write as, our cat wouldn't be so fat if we didn't feed it so much. The if clause is, if we didn't feed it so much, the past tense of feed is, oh, we have not here, so we have to use didn't feed. Didn't is the past tense of don't. Okay, and the last one. If I got another pet, I would get a turtle. If I got of the if clause should be conjugated in column 2, and the next clause is I would get a turtle.
Tôi sẽ có một con rùa.
Get is the infinitive verb that follows would. Notice that the if clause can be at the beginning of a sentence like this example. It can also be at the end like this example. Okay, those are 2 grammar points we learned today. The first is should. We should when we say advice,
lời khuyên,
and when we talk about an opinion.
ý kiến.
The structure is subject, the subject plus should or shouldn't, followed by an infinitive. In addition, I have another structure that is, I think you should, or I don't think you should. And the next grammar point is if type 2. We use if type 2 when talking about an unreal present condition. The if clause has a verb that is conjugated in the past, i.e. a verb in column 2 or added ed. And the non-if clause has would, followed by an infinitive. This is the content of today's lesson. Thank you for your listening attentively. Good luck with your studies and see you in the next videos. Bye-bye.